A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a groundbreaking initiative, Australia is set to implement a ban on social media platforms for teenagers under the age of 16, a move that has garnered significant support from voters. Recent polling indicates that nearly 70% of Australians back this world-leading legislation, which is scheduled to take full effect on December 10th. However, the enthusiasm is tempered by a sense of skepticism regarding its practical enforcement. Only 35% of parents expressed confidence that social media companies would successfully block underage users, raising concerns about the real impact of the ban. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese and Communications Minister Anika Wells are actively promoting the laws, which they believe not only protect children but also set a precedent for similar measures worldwide. The polling, conducted by Resolve Political Monitor, reveals that while a majority of voters support the ban, there is a divide among parents regarding enforcement. Only 29% of parents plan to fully enforce the ban by deleting apps from their children's devices, while 53% intend to selectively manage their child's access to social media, and 13% have no plans to take action. Albanese has hailed the initiative as a victory over major tech companies like Meta and Google, asserting that it has gained traction in Europe, Asia, and beyond. He emphasized the importance of protecting children from the influence of tech giants and described the legislation as a potential source of national pride. The survey results show a notable increase in support for the ban compared to last year, where only 58% were in favor. This shift suggests that as the public learns more about the initiative, their approval grows, a phenomenon that is rare in political discourse. Despite the support, both Albanese and Wells acknowledged that some teenagers might find ways to circumvent the ban, which could undermine its effectiveness. As families prepare for a summer without access to popular apps like Snapchat, the initial bipartisan consensus around the legislation appears to be fraying. The coalition, the opposition party, is tapping into public skepticism about the ban's feasibility, warning that it may not align with parental wishes. With the rise of new apps that mimic banned platforms, concerns are mounting about teenagers using alternative methods to access social media, including facial recognition tricks and virtual private networks. Young activists have voiced their fears that being cut off from social media could disenfranchise them, emphasizing the need for a balanced approach to regulation. The responsibility now lies with tech companies to implement effective age-gating technologies to comply with the new laws. Meta has already begun removing underage users from Instagram and Facebook, facing potential fines of up to $49.5 million if they fail to take reasonable steps to prevent under-16s from creating accounts. The legislation targets several major platforms, including Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, which collectively host hundreds of thousands of underage users. However, messaging and gaming platforms like Discord and WhatsApp are currently exempt from the ban, although the government remains open to revisiting these exclusions if necessary. Albanese expressed optimism about the initiative, stating that it has already sparked important conversations between parents and their children about social media usage. He pointed to similar regulatory movements in the European Union, Malaysia, and New Zealand, highlighting Australia's role in fostering global support for responsible tech practices. Despite the challenges ahead, the Prime Minister believes that this reform will have lasting benefits for future generations. The coalition's stance on the ban has shifted, with some members expressing doubts about the government's approach. Opposition frontbencher Alex Hawke criticized the lack of transparency surrounding the ban, suggesting that the government withheld information to avoid backlash during the election. He called for more preparation and communication with families regarding the implications of the policy. Wells acknowledged that cultural reforms often encounter difficulties during implementation, but she remains committed to the legislation's objectives. As Australians navigate this new landscape of social media regulation, the outcome of the ban will likely influence future discussions about technology and youth engagement. The government aims to strike a balance between protecting children and allowing them to engage with digital platforms responsibly. As the ban approaches its launch date, the nation watches closely to see how the initiative unfolds and whether it can effectively safeguard young users from the potential harms of social media. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.